Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, spoiler review, guys. This is a spoiler review, ending explained. Hey, did you guys ever watch those? It's the ending explained of Wakanda Forever, but then when you watch the video, they just recap the plot to you, and they don't really explain in any detail some of the spoilers. They try to add some humor in there, but it's ending explained, and I don't know. I watched a few of them, and it's kind of like, yeah. Oh, well, whatever. Let's talk about some spoilers for Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. Now, guys, I saw this last night, and my reaction to it is up on the channel right now. I liked it. I liked this movie. I think my overall feeling of it was that I liked being in that atmosphere of Wakanda. I liked the characters. And I just felt like it was a nice place, a nice theater experience. I didn't see it in 3D, so I know it's being offered there in 3D, but I watched it in just a normal screening of it. So, okay, let's get into some of the spoilers here right up off the bat. Let's just start off with them addressing the passing of Chadwick Boseman, which is way they start out the movie, and I felt like it was handled fairly well with a lot of class. I was expecting maybe a shot of him. They would use maybe an outtake or something like that, and they would just try to work that in somehow, but they didn't. They didn't even show him. They showed him in flashes, like from previous movies, especially towards the end, in her kind of montage at the end. That one got me. But when the movie opened with that, it was just him passing on. She was fighting to try to find the cure for him, but Shuri was. And then it just set the table to pretty much let you know, guys, this is going to be Shuri's movie from now on. And it's going to be her franchise from now on, because she's the new Black Panther. And I know a lot of people out there will try to twist and say, I don't like that. It's not the way it's in the comic books. I don't care about that. I really don't. That doesn't bother me at all. Because just out of all the logical choices, out of the people there, Koye maybe, but no, I just felt like, Shuri was the most logical person, so I had no problem with that reveal. Well, it's not really a reveal, you see it in the trailers, that she's got a Black Panther costume on, and I liked how that was all handled. Let's go over to the IMDb page here, and we'll take a look at the cast, and I'll give you my thoughts on the overall impressions of the cast. 7.4 there on IMDb. We'll take a look at the tomato meter here in a few minutes. The runtime, 2 hours and 41 minutes. It is a bit long, and we'll talk about the pacing of that as we go through here, because I felt like it easily could have been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think there's 20 minutes of movie there you could have cut out, especially when you go to Talokan and some of the setup stuff with Ironheart. You probably could have cut a lot of that stuff out. The people of Wakanda fight to protect their home from intervening world powers as they mourn the death of King T'Challa. That's pretty vague synopsis, but if you're a fan of this, you're going to want to watch it anyway. If you are a fan of the MCU, you'll want to watch it to see how it fits in with the rest of the universe, kind of thing. Letitia Wright is Shuri. She did a great job. Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Denai Guerrera. They really had to do a lot of the heavy lifting now that Chadwick Boseman was passed on. And then once Lupita Nyong'o comes in, Nakia, it's kind of like the film just picks up like that, right? Because she's not in it for the first 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes, and it's kind of like, well, where is she? What's going on? She's away. And then you realize that, she was one of the few people that was not blipped, right? Everybody else was blipped, because that Black Panther, T'Challa was blipped, and she wasn't. So she was left wondering where these people are. Are they dead? And she mourned them. So there's a time gap there that they say that, you guys were gone for like 60 years for her, right? And you realize that, and it's like, oh man. And especially when you talk about the post-credit scene, which we'll get to. But as soon as she came in, I was kind of like, I would be fine if she was also the new Black Panther, because she's just so awesome. Lupita Nyong'o is phenomenal. And Angela Bassett did too. She did a lot of the heavy lifting to start the film, setting the stage for like the world trying to have access to the vibranium and such like that. Yeah. And like her costumings were so phenomenal. It was just breathtaking to watch. Okoye there. And then there's Namor. Tenoch Huerta did a very good job. And, I was kind of worried about him, thinking that, he would be kind of like the misunderstood bad guy. No, he wasn't. He is the bad guy. And it kind of sets it up later on that he could come back as the villain again. And I felt like that was pretty cool. But yeah, okay, so this shot's from the opening sequence. We pretty much guessed that was going to happen, that was them going to bury T'Challa. And this is when she puts a shell or something in the water, and Namor comes out. Yeah. Okay, so this is just from the red carpets and such, from the premieres. Somebody that they don't show here on the IMDb page. Dominique Thorne was Riri. She was the Ironheart, right? I got no problem against her. It was just kind of like, okay, all right. What did she have to do with anything afterwards? Like, really? I know that she was the one that designed the tech to find more vibranium, but other than that, she was just there, kind of thing. I guess I didn't really have a problem with her. I like the costume designs for Ironheart, though. Some people would rag on the visual effects of that stuff. I didn't. I didn't find anything wrong with that. Martin Freeman is Everett Ross. He was a bigger role in this movie than I thought, and I liked it. But you look at this IMDb here, guys, and there's a big name that you're not seeing there. Yeah. Let's see. All cast and crew. Let's see if she shows up here. Because I'm looking for Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I guess maybe they were trying to keep that secret, right? And then they don't show. I guess they're not going to show Michael B. Jordan too, because he cameoed in this as well. And I liked how that was done. I liked that reveal. Maybe they're in there, guys. I'm not going to spend time reading all of this stuff, all the people in the cast, just in case we're wasting time. But yeah, as far as the cameos, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I didn't know that connection with Martin Freeman's character. I didn't know that. So that kind of it goes back to her appearance in Black Widow, right? And then we get the knowledge that she's going to be in the Thunderbolts movie. So she's going to be the one putting together that team. She's very smart. So she's kind of like their version of Amanda Waller, right? And I liked her interactions with Martin Freeman there. That was very well done. But the Michael B. Jordan cameo, I really enjoyed because when she goes to the other world, the Upside Down, or the what's it called? That universe, the far plane, or whatever it's called. And she sees somebody sitting in the throne, and you're expecting them. Are they going to use like extra footage from Black Panther, of like unused footage of Chadwick here? And no, and when she turns around and comes around, and it's Michael B. Jordan, and they work that angle very well with her realizing that he's there because she's consumed with having vengeance for Namor, because Namor killed the mother, killed Angela Bassett. Drowning, by the way. That was kind of weird, right? How they were swimming to the surface, and you could see that she was having trouble because of her dress. It was just probably got too heavy there. And then they come into the throne room, and Ramonda's just kind of like floating there. She got Ironheart to safety, though. Well, not really. They're both kind of drowned, right? But that was shocking. That death was shocking. And then towards the end there, when Namor ran Shuri through, I was like, are they going to kill all of them off? And then everybody's going to come around and start cheering Wakanda Forever, kind of like using it kind of like as a rally point. Are they going to kill off everybody in the family? Like they got me thinking that, but I guess not, right? Sure, he's going to be the new Black Panther, and I got no problem with that. Let's go over to the tomato meter and take a look at things. As of 6 p.m. On a Friday night, 85% by the critics, 94% by the audience, and that's right. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10, and it's probably going to come down, guys. I'm probably gonna be more like with the critics here, if not an 8 out of 10, because there are some criticisms about the pacing, and as I said, 20 minutes of this film probably, it could have been cut down. It could have. If I were the studio execs there, I would have said at least cut this down to under 2.5 hours. You can't. There's no need for some of this stuff that's in there, especially when they're like in the prison room in Talocan. Yeah, you don't need all that stuff. It could have been a little bit tighter. And I'll have to see how that fares when we watch it again, because this movie does have a rewatchability factor to it, for sure. Let's take a look at ABC News here, a good review. It can't top the original, and the absence of Chadwick Boseman hurts real bad, but Ryan Coogler's sequel proves to be more than cringy franchise building by putting women of color in charge and watching them fly. What the heck? Is that a good review? But Ryan Coogler's sequel proves to be more than cringy franchise building by putting women of color in charge. What the hell what the blazes are you getting at there, boy? Disregard that guy. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Maybe it's just not coming across. Age of Geek says, is Black... Okay, I'm not going to even read that comment. No. See, yeah, I don't get why people have to come in with that angle. It's stupid. It's dumb. If you come in here with that race-baiting BS, I got no time or place for you, man. I really don't. Because I don't look at people like that. Unless you bring it to me, and you come at me like that, then I pay no mind to that BS. Not at all. Okay. But yeah, those are good scores. And I don't expect that to drop at all for the tomato meter. 85% for 234 reviews. It'll probably level out around there. The audience score is 94%. Remember, it just opened up today, so it's still going to have that shine to it. Over time, I'm expecting that to come down to about where the audience, where the critics score is probably. That's probably measured. I'd take my score down to probably an 8 out of 10, because I don't know, but man, as soon as Lupita Nyong'o comes in, it's just so awesome. So awesome. So I pulled an article here to take a look at some numbers, box office numbers, projections for the opening weekend here. And on Thursday, it made 28 million in previews. So Thursday night, the early, like when I went to see it, 28 million. And that's at the domestic box office. So that's good, guys. And then I think it made it 10 million in foreign markets as well. So it's going to make over 100 million in the domestic box office this weekend for sure. And it's good for theaters. It's good for studios for movies like this to have good fare at this time of year, good turnouts, and it's going to have that kind of word of mouth kind of thing that it's got a great score. It's got great acting. It doesn't have that Thor: Love and Thunder humor going on in it. They try a little bit here and there, but it's very reserved. It's not over the top like Love and Thunder. And it was just refreshing to see a serious MCU movie, for sure. Now, guys, if you were to ask me, is that my favorite MCU movie of the year, between that and Multiverse of Madness? Yeah, I think probably it is, for sure. Easily my favorite MCU movie of the year. Did I pull that up? MCU movies of 2022. Yeah, Multiverse and Thor. Thor is definitely. No. I'm on the board with most people there that Thor is kind of like. I liked what Christian Bale was doing in it, but no. Multiverse of Madness, I didn't. I liked it when I saw it. But then when I realized afterwards, after the shine comes off, and you look at it again, and you're kind of like, they did Wanda dirty in that. Why did they do that? I don't. Yeah, Wong was cool at least, but there's nothing like that in this. Like when you come out of this movie, you're not going to have those kind of questions, right? It's kind of like, oh, well, that pretty much went the way that I thought it would, and I like the tone of it, and I like the atmosphere. As I said, I love the atmosphere of this, especially when you actually do go down to Talocan with Namor. That's cool stuff. I dug that stuff, for sure. Okay. But guys, is it the best comic book movie of the year? No. It's the Batman still is. For me, it's still the Batman. That's going to be in the top 5 for sure. Now, Wakanda Forever is going to be in the top 10 at least for sure, guaranteed, because that's how much I liked it. But like this and Batman, there's just no comparison. Batman's just like up on that other level. I'm sorry, but it's just what it is. I don't mean to knock it if you guys like Wakanda Forever. I said that I liked it. So let's pull in this other article here about some spoilers, and then we'll wrap it up here. Wakanda Forever. Let's just take a look at some of this stuff. The passing of T'Challa there. Yeah, and it wasn't until the end when the movie was wrapping up, and you could tell that things were wrapping up, and they do one more montage with him. And she's kind of like remembering him when he comes into the armory there. Sorry, I'm starting to even think about it there too. I took his death really hard, and it was just, they handled it with such respect. They did a good job with that. They really did. And hopefully there's some way that they can have that smooth over kind of a little bit in the next one, because you got the impression that there's going to be another one for sure. Namor is a mutant for real. Yeah, he even says that. He says he's a mutant in the movie, and people will say, "Well, okay, that's acknowledgement of the mutants in the world and stuff. They've been there for a long time." And I think that's the way that they're going to go, right? I didn't think that was a huge deal. Now, this was kind of a big deal because, yeah, as I said before, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was Agent Ross's ex-wife. Now, did they even say anything like that in Black Widow? I had to watch Black Widow again. At least the post-credit scene. That's all she was in, right? Maybe I can watch that on YouTube. But I liked her. I liked her angle, the way she was doing stuff. Ironheart is here, but she can't keep the suit. Yeah, when she's there and she builds the suit there in Wakanda, she can't keep it, even though she had like a Mach 1 version of it on her own. So she'll build that up again. I guess it was okay. I had no problem with her there, kind of thing. Yeah. Okoye is the Midnight Angel. Yeah, her costume was pretty cool too. Except for like the long braids kind of thing. It's kind of like a cape, that Invincible's thing about the capes. Those tendril kind of things, they would get stuck in something and rip her head like this. Yeah, it looks cool though. I like it looked cool. The loss of Queen Ramonda, yeah, that one was shocking because I thought because Chadwick passed on that they wouldn't go in that direction, but that took me by surprise. A visit by Killmonger. Yeah. And that was really clever too. As I said, it was very clever because she was consumed with vengeance. Killmonger was consumed with vengeance. So when you go, she gets to that far plane or whatever. Sorry, I forgot the wording for it. Maybe it says here. The ancestral plane. Sorry, the ancestral plane. That she would see her brother, and you're kind of like, that lump builds in your throat. But then, no, they don't go that direction. It's him, and it makes sense that it was him. It does. Shuri's the Black Panther, and M'Baku is the king. T'Challa legacy lives on in the post-credit scene. Yeah. Nakia brings over a surprise, her son. It turns out, right after the blip, she had King T'Challa's son. So, yeah, they had a kid, and that was the post-credit scene. Now, I was told that there was no post-credit scene, but guys, stick around for that, just to see. That post-credit scene will have bearing on the MCU going forward. Okay, is that all the spoilers that I want to talk about? I loved all the Talocan designs with the suits, the one with the hammerhead kind of helmet kind of thing. That was cool. I like the explanation of them, with them drinking some plant that was infused with the vibranium. Was that what it was? But anyway, it made their skin turn blue and had to make them go into the water and stuff like that. All of that stuff was explained well. I thought that was really cool. And how they also had access to vibranium, and they didn't want the rest of the world to know about them. So that stuff all really worked for me. It was just kind of, every now and then the movie would pause and we would go to talk with Ironheart in her warehouse, and it's kind of like, is this, no. And what does this have to do with the bulk of the main story, right? Other than bringing her on board. And, Namor trying to kill her. But once he kills her, then they'll know. The world will know. So a lot of that didn't, once you start to think about it a little bit, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's just minor. It's minor. It didn't really bother me. I think it's going to make 100 million this weekend. And that's pretty much all I got to say for the Wakanda spoilers, guys. Yeah, it's kind of this, I want to watch it again. And I look forward to a third one. Letitia Wright is going to be taking over the mantle now. And I can't wait to see how she's going to fit in with the rest of the MCU. With now, how does Wakanda fit in? And I can't wait to see how that fits in when we get to Kang Dynasty and stuff like that. Because, yeah, we got to move on from Chadwick's passing, and it is forever, Wakanda Forever. All right, guys, let me know what you thought about my spoiler review there in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and here on Mirror Domains, we do other things than just movie reviews. We do full live watch-alongs for series like Star Wars Andor. We watch those in playlists too, guys. Come join us on Wednesdays for that, 1:30 p.m. And of course on Saturdays we do the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the horror movie news headlines of the week. And then during the week we do Movie News Live, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day. I give it to you guys straight with no filler, no fluff. And that's the way that I like to keep it. So, with that being said, I'll move on. Enjoy your weekend. Go out and see Wakanda Forever 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Have a lot of popcorn and enjoy Black Panther Wakanda Forever. You're watching Mirror Domains.